Is less really more? Well, it seems like it, or at least that's what society is telling us, right? There's tiny home shows all over the place, living in a small space with everything you could ever want because we're living less, we're living lean. We don't need all that stuff, right? And especially if you're moving or you're packing up your stuff, you definitely look at your stuff and go, why do I have so much stuff? I know I do that. And I never want to move again because of that. But when we're talking about less is more, sometimes less is more. So definitely we'll talk about finances in a second, but I want to tell you a really funny story that I went through, and maybe you'll relate to this. So I just turned 42. I know I look amazing, and I don't look like I'm in my 40s, but I am. And when I was in my 20s and 30s, I didn't wear very much makeup. I didn't really learn how to put makeup on. I didn't like the way it felt on my skin. But when you hit your 40s, and I don't know if you ladies out there can understand this, I started to go, well, I'm more mature. I have more mature skin. Maybe I should be wearing more makeup, right? Cover some lines that maybe are popping up a little bit here and there. And I started to experiment and actually put more makeup on than I've ever worn in my life the last couple of years. And I realized just last month that I had actually pulled back on some of the new makeup techniques I was going to be doing because I realized it actually made me look older. It made the bags under my eyes that I've had since I was, I think, 18 years old. Those have always been there and they looked worse when I put more makeup on them. I realized that lines and things in my face were showing much more when I had too much makeup on. So I had actually pulled way back, and I'm currently probably wearing less makeup than I did when I was in my 30s. And so when you look at that and you go, okay, less is more in that case, right? I feel better. I feel like I look like myself. I look like the best version of myself with less makeup. Maybe we should be looking at that with our finances, right? So maybe less is more. Keeping it simple is really the key to getting to financial independence, which is really what everybody wants, whether that's retirement, retiring early, getting to that place that basically you can say, I want to do what I want to do when I want to do it, and nobody's going to tell me any different. And so when we're looking at our finances, maybe making it simple and keeping it to less is more is a better strategy because oftentimes when it's too complicated, we feel overwhelmed and we just don't do anything. And inaction really is an action, right? Inaction is just not doing anything. And life is going to keep moving forward, and you're not going to be prepared and you're not going to be ready for that time in your life so that you can have some choices. So, maybe it's about scaling things down and making it less is more so that you actually move forward and you have a control over your money so you understand what all of your accounts do. And there's not 15 billion of them, there's maybe three or five that you know their purpose, you know what they're doing for you. And that's an easy way to get your finances in order. So, if you're looking for that financial independence, we are here to help you for that. So, come to us and talk to us about how do you get to that financial independence, whether it's at retirement or earlier. One Vision Retirement, your retirement in 2020 vision.